What up, folks? I'm back once again doing another video game review, and this time I'm reviewing Wizard of Oz that was released for the Super Nintendo, which was made by Manley and Associates along with Seta Associates, and it's pretty much loosely based off the Wizard of Oz movie that came out in 1939, which is a classic by many people, I say. And the premise of the game is that you have to defeat the Wicked Witch of the West, who's trying to take the ruby slippers from Dorothy, so Dorothy can go home. Last I remembered from watching the movie, and I haven't watched it in like over like 20 years, is that the ruby slippers belong to the sister of the Wicked Witch of the West, who was killed when Dorothy's house just straight landed on her. You know, so anybody who's seen it knows that those ruby slippers don't even belong to Dorothy to begin with. But that's like another meeting for another review for another time. You know what I'm saying? So the game itself is pretty much based off the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the scenes, and it's entirely in Oz, and it begins with the her in the field, Dorothy and Toto in the field. But last time I checked, when the tornado had hit, she wasn't even out in the field. Wasn't out in the field. She was in her house. So with that being said, the game has 8 stages to it. Called Shy Village rather. Gambit, Garage, Gore. I'm just butchering the second stage, and another one is called Maze Meadow. The third stage is Saffron's Field, Zaxxon Farm, Citron City, the Red Country, and Cinnabar City. Now the first character you use in the game is Dorothy, but you were able to play as the Tin Man Cavalry Lion, and in the Tin Man later in the game, it's kind of like it follows the movie in that she meets up with each of these characters individually. Now, all of them just have their own separate moves, where Dorothy uses Glinda's wand, and she can kick, but it's just pretty much useless. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much like you can compare it to Dr. Jekyll's Kane and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for the NES. Pretty much useless, you know what I'm saying? The Scarecrow is considered the weakest character, the weakest playable character in the game, but he can use his axe, and he's pretty much the weakest in terms of how many hits he can take. You know what I'm saying? Not his weapon. You know what I'm saying? And if he gets too close to the crows, they'll fly off. As far as the Tin Man, he is the toughest in terms of how many hits he can take. It's just that he can't jump at all. And it does raise the question: why did developers program the Tin Man to jump in this game? I mean, jumping in a platformer is a standard in platformers. Even back when this game was released, back in the early 90s. jumping as has been established in platforming since Donkey Kong came out. So there was really no excuse for them not to program that for 10 man at least. Some might say, yeah, but he's made a 10. Yeah, technically, yes, it is true he's made metal, but at the same time, this is a platformer, and there's no excuse for to not program that in. You know what I'm saying? Now the Cowardly Lion is just as it's just as useful as Dorothy, and technically that's not saying much in terms of her kick being just as useless as a no mouth dog in the frisbee contest. That's from the first episode of Fresh Prince of Bel Air. You know what I'm saying? But that's a issue. But like from he once he dies, he you won't see him again, which is another pointless thing that was programmed into the game. Why is it that once the cowardly, I think that's due to the fact that he is cowardly. That's why he won't come back. It still don't make no sense in a way. Then there's the issue of the limit drops there that can hurt you in the beginning of the game. Nah, this also raises a question. When did that happen in the movie where the lemon drops hurt anybody from any as far as Dorothy, the Tin Man, the Lion, and the Scarecrow and stuff? I mean, shouldn't the lemon drops help Dorothy and them in the game and not hurt them? I mean, come on, this is like some bad decisions on their part here. You know what I'm saying? On the developers. Good grief. Now, the graphics and level design are pretty good, especially like with the color palettes and the sprites. You know, it's pretty much pretty much good on that account. Pretty much like other games like Zelda or Super Metroid, but not as good as that one. Now the gameplay is mediocre at best. That's the main problem is that Tin Man can't jump, and the and Dorothy's kick is just outright useless. You know what I'm saying? Just those two things just didn't make any sense to me as far as from a programming standpoint. Now the soundtrack is pretty good. It's pretty decent. Honestly, it does fit the game, and it is something that you expect to hear in the Wizard of Oz movie. You know what I'm saying? So I have no major complaints with that. Now, as a whole, I really don't have a big time complaint with the graphics, gameplay, not gameplay, but the graphics, level design, and the soundtrack. But it's but it is flawed with the gameplay and some of the decisions that were made with the movie, with the game rather. And Wizard of Oz for Super Nintendo is just mediocre at best. It, and there was an opportunity for the Wizard of Oz game for Super Nintendo to be good, but with these flaws in there and these wrong decisions, is this that, like I said, it's just mediocre at best. You know what I'm saying? So I was only recommended to cameras who are really interested in having all the Super Nintendo games in a room. You know what I'm saying? I know how some gamers have like practically all the games for a particular system. So I would obviously recommend getting Wizard of Oz for Super Nintendo for that reason, or just to play it on their YouTube channel just for walkthrough purposes. You know. Now with that being said, I was honestly give it a 6 because mainly because of the flaw just cannot be ignored here. I'm not gonna lie. outright harp on them, but I can't ignore them neither. You know, so with that being said, if you played Wizard of Oz for Super Nintendo, you can. I can say you can like mention it if you want. You can like share your experience and your opinion about the game if you saw the flaws in the game that I saw, or you want to mention other aspects of it. You know, say you can do that too. If you like this review of Wizard of Oz for Super Nintendo, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button, and you can share it on Facebook or on one of the gamers fan page or Twitter or whatever the case may be. You know, don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.